you? I pray you're doing well. It's been like 400 years since we've done a review together, so it is time for us to do a review together, okay? We have so much to talk about. We definitely have got to talk about P Valley. Before we get to the business of it all, if you like the video, definitely like the video below, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to comment so we can have this discussion. This is actually a live review, so people may come in. I'm doing this a little late in the evening LA time, so I know if it's late my time, everybody else just probably waking up watching a booty. So, but if not, it's just going to be us until, you guys see it. So let's just talk about this. So, first of all, we have so many topics to talk about. We've got to talk about P Valley. We've got to talk about Reverend T.D. Jakes on what he said about women. We've got to talk about the pastor that got robbed at gunpoint. Bless his heart. We got to talk about Monique winning the Netflix. We have to talk about that. So we're going to talk about a ton of things. We also have got to talk about Kim Burrell. We've got to talk about McDonald girl, the one who threw the McDonald's back in the street. And we've got to talk about Kenya Moore. Kenya Moore and Viblica Fox, they made up. All right. And they did an interview. You have to see it on Cocktails with Queens or Queens. Um, cock- Cocktails with Queens. You got to see that show, okay? I want to do them homage and say the right doggone thing. Sheree Whitfield and Martell from Love and Marriage Huntsville, they're doing it. And allegedly, child boo, Wendy Williams. We got to talk about Wendy Williams. And we also got to talk about the cost of living in Los Angeles. So it's a lot that we've got to cover. So let's start out with P Valley. Okay. So if you watch P Valley, raise your hand. Okay. So if you watch P Valley and you haven't seen all the episodes to its current state, you may want to log your booty off of this particular video because we are about to talk about it all. First of all, let's just talk about Little Murder. You know what we came here to talk about. You know what we came here to talk about. Now, I have so many mixed emotions for Little Murder. The reason why, first of all, why am I calling this man Little Murder? If you're going to murder someone, it's not little. Like, unless you're killing caterpillars, honey. It's big murder. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's just too much. Just call him murder. Like, why are we calling everybody like Little Bow Wow, Little Kim? And nothing could be further from the truth. Ain't nobody little who we calling little. Little baby. Little this, little that. Oh, it's just too much. So Little Murder, he's a rapper in town, in case you haven't seen the show. He's a rapper in town, and we're in Mississippi, down in the city where the girls get naked. Okay, so we are in P Valley, which you know what the P means, right? And if you don't know what it means, bless you. So, like, good for you. That means you have escaped this world, honey. You have not let this world taint you, and good for you if you don't know what the P in P Valley means. Okay, so but it's a strip club. So this is like where I think everybody's baffled. And we're gonna talk like really real about this, okay? I know like a lot of people want me to go to the gay side of it all, and I don't want to let the cat out the bag, but we've got to talk about why people are shocked. And everybody's like, why is everyone so shocked? It's because it's like if you were watching The Facts of Life, you take the good, you take the bad, you take them both, and there you have. And then they just start stripping, honey. You will be like, oh, what the fuck is going on with Blair Warner? Joe Ponachek. Is Joe Ponachek on a stripper bar making it clap, honey? We thought she was like changing the oil in someone's car. So you would be surprised. So that's why everyone is so surprised with P Valley because it's a straight club with strippers, and men want to see that. And now all of a sudden we have Little Murder and Uncle Clifford. Okay, And so everybody wants to know, like, why is everybody so surprised? Why is everybody so surprised? Why are you surprised that everybody's surprised? Because, like I said, let's just keep it real. Let's keep it 100. Like, this is, I'm going to just speak sincerely because this shit is like, it's a lot. It's a lot for everyone. And I think that if we're like trying to make people understand same gender loving people, like, this is strong. And I'm not saying that it's going to make people not like us, but if we're trying to make people understand, like, if you're trying to let someone who's never tasted seafood before, start them out slow. Like, maybe give them a shrimp and a cracker, honey, but don't get the kids lobster legs and crawfish and snails, honey. Like, you just shoving it down the people's throat at first sight. You just got to give the kids time to warm up to this. Now, I'm gonna be honest. Let's just be real. When P Valley came out, everybody thought it was a heterosexual thing. Now it's just turned out to be what is that show that was on I forget the name of it, but it doesn't matter. But everybody thought it was like a heterosexual, strip club. And so, this was probably like adult entertainment, like dudes can watch with their girlfriends and be like, hey, baby, since you don't go to the strip club with me, and I would love for you to get some wings with me at the strip club. But since you don't go, maybe we can share this together. So now, Little Murder is doing it with Uncle Clifford, and it's just too much. And not only is he doing it, y'all know what I'm about to say next. I don't even want to say it. I don't even want to say. I'm not going to say it. I'm not even going to say it. Let's talk about everything else. Because last night's episode, or the night before, well, I saw it on DVR, on Uncle Clifford and Little Murder. So I'm like, OMG. This is followed immediately after Little Murder's longtime dude shoots himself in the same car with him. He's in the same car with him. And I won't say long time because Little Murder, I don't even know anymore. I don't even know anymore. Like, was Little Murder same gender loving before? Or wasn't he? It's too much. It's too many questions. Okay, moving on. So Uncle Clifford's grandmother is about to pass, or it appears that she's transitioning to the next side. Now, that's Loretta Devine. And we love us some Loretta Devine. Oh my goodness. And she's blind in this show. She's playing her role. She's blind, honey, and she contracted COVID. And it appears that she was so sick that she started fading out, seeing her daughter, who is Uncle Clifford's mother. And so her daughter was like, Mom, come over, have a cocktail with me, honey, come over. And then Mom was like, no, not yet, not yet, not yet. So then the next thing you know, I guess she had a fever of 104, and then she just started driving in the car. Now, I don't know. This was movie magic. I don't know how the hell Clifford and Little Murder found Grandma about to jump her booty in that lake. But they found Grandma about to jump her booty in that lake. And so they were like, no, Grandma, you can't do it. You can't do it. Come back, So, so they grabbed Grandma, and Grandma just couldn't take it. And she was just, Loretta Devine, she gonna do the Loretta Devine. Now she gonna act when they say action. She's about to serve you, honey, on a wet dinner napkin, honey. Miss Loretta Devine, honey. I still think about that walk she did in Waiting to Exhale with Gregory Hines. Ooh. Hold on. So, I don't know. Here we are. There we go. So sorry, boo-boo. So anyway, she got taken away in the ambulance, and Uncle Clifford is like losing his shit, and Little Murder is there. He's already lost his shit because his friend like shot himself in front of him. Oh my god! And so, oh my goodness, and the first person he can go to was Uncle Clifford's house. So him and Uncle Clifford had, a past, a sexual past, and, like more than they were just friends, meaning. And so that's, it ended up in that as well, that night. Okay, so let's move on. Let's move on. Let's move on. We have got to talk about so many things, and this has already been 10 minutes. So listen, we have got to move on. The pastor that gets robbed at gunpoint, honey, he's on the internet cursing everyone out. And I'm like, are these the people that robbed him, honey? Like, it was scary because he was on a live. The pastor was on a live and he was in church. In church! We are robbing people in church. There is no more. So, this is what's happening. What's happening right now is that people aren't respecting the man of God because the man of God, have you ever heard that saying, people gonna treat your children the way you treat your children? So I think the people are treating the people who are acting like they are the cloth or the men of God. They're acting like it and they're getting exposed. And the people aren't respecting the church, and they're just walking in church and punching people and fighting and robbing like we're at the club Smitty's. Where you going tonight? Oh, I'm going to Smitty's. Oh, you going to Smitty's? You know the power was out last week. I know, honey. They lit them candles. We still had a good ass time, honey. I'm still going to Smitty's. Now you don't need to have your tail at Smitty's if the power is out. But my point is, it's just like, and that would Smitty's would definitely be a club you would get robbed at. Okay, let's be clear. That was where we was going with that. I expect that from Smitty's. I expect it from Smitty's. I do not expect it while we are reading the book of Genesis. Like Ezekiel, Job, honey. I just I'm baffled. I don't understand it. I really don't, because there should be just a respect. Like, even after church, don't even do it in front of the church. Do it on the side of the church, honey, when he going to get in his car, honey. Then you can talk to him. Hey, my man, let me holler at you real quick. But please don't rob the people and do the Mike Tyson while we are on the pulpit. I can't. Okay, so that's that. But you have got to YouTube the pastor robbed at gunpoint argue with Larry Reed. It's too much. So listen, Monique, she told us since day one. Y'all watch, Monique is going to be the Harriet Tubman for contracts for black people. Watch this shit now. Because Harriet Tubman and Monique, they're very parallel. They had to stand out on their own, even when people thought they were crazy. Like, people thought Monique was crazy. People thought Harriet Tubman was crazy. She was like, I can't take it no more. I'm leaving. You won't get 4 minutes away from that, because they get scared, honey. Get that mind control cheer. You gotta get out that mind control cheer. Not child, sure. So once Harriet Tubman made in her mind, she was like, fuck that shit y'all talking about, honey. And Monique said, fuck that shit y'all talking about. Because Monique could have took that $500,000 to shut the fuck up, honey. And yes, it's been 400 years, but I guarantee you me. Even if they didn't pay her for this, and it was part of the contract that she get it in, or I'm just saying, like, they paid her, But even if she was like, "Hey, I'll do this shit for free, but you do have to give me what we make," and they were like, "Okay, word." Not what we make. We gonna even have to split it, residuals, honey, for years and years and years, because this is gonna be the Monique show of a lifetime, honey. Mm. Monique is about to serve the people. All right, and she's going to be in the movie with Lee Daniels. That's a triple win right there, because she won her settlement. She has her own show, and she's going to work with someone she's had a long time feud with, which gives gives us hope. We need hope in this world. And definitely from role models and people we look up to, we don't want to see Monique fighting, another powerful person. And we don't want to see them fight her. And especially when it's people that we like. You know what I'm saying? So I'm really glad they made up. I love Empire and I love Monique. And then, you know how when you're friends with two people, but you can't talk about the other person at the other person's house? Like, if I was at Monique, I couldn't talk about Cookie Lion. If you at Monique, you can't talk about Cookie Lion. Like, did you see Empire? She'd be looking at you like. So speaking of people that's made up, Kenya Moore and Vivica Fox. Miss Fox to the dance floor. I love me some Vivica Fox, man, since Out All Night. She had my heart then. I was a child. I was a kid, and Vivica had my heart then. You know, she's just beautiful. And it was just something extra about Vivica. She's beautiful, but she's different. And I think that's why everyone loves Vivica Fox. It's like she just got that extra off. She's more than a just a bland old Mrs. Dash, honey. She's if she was a seasoning, Vivica Fox, So, but anyway, Vivica Fox and Kenya Moore have officially made up, which is amazing because they were on Celebrity Apprentice, and they were less than friends. They were less than anything. Like, they did not put each other in each other's coffee. And I love Vivica Fox, like I said before, but I was surprised when Vivica went straight ham. Like, I wasn't totally surprised because if you know Vivica, you know she's a gangster. Like, and I say that in all due respect, but she's a G. When they say you a G, isn't that what that meant? A gangster. So Vivica Fox has never played with us. I remember when she was on Punk and the baby was coming with Tashina Arnold, and Vivica Fox was like, "Hey man," she went straight gangster on him. I remember when she went gangster on that hair lady. I remember when they played another prank on Vivica Fox. You said she stole her phone, Kim. Kimilton, what's up? So we have got to talk about that as well. But I remember when Vivica Fox, they told her they were gonna pay her less than scale. And she was like, "I'm a scale actress. I'm a scale," and nobody had even heard about scale until Vivica brought that up. You remember that? Yes, I love Vivica. She was like, "No, I'm a scale actress. You got to pay me." And so then, like I said, she went off on a hairdresser, and then there was another show, and so then on Punk, they punked Tashina Arnold and Tisha Campbell punked her, and so she let you have it there, and so she let Kenya Moore have it on Celebrity Apprentice, and you talked to Trick. She was like, "She stole my phone. That Trick knows she stole my phone." Like, Vivica was ready to fight with her knuckles. And honestly, I feel her. Because that's some evil stuff to steal someone's phone, number one. But when it's their lifeline and then you are tweeting from them. That's a different kind of evil. That's a different kind of evil. That was LA hair. LA hair. Oh, was it? Mm. So we've got to talk about now. Since you're on here, I'm gonna ask you, what three have you, wh- what have you heard of out of the three topics? Married to Medicine, when they did like a kind of intervention with Dr. Heavenly. We also got to talk about Kim Burrell. We have to talk about Kim Burrell. We have to talk about McDonald Girl. We also have to talk about Sheree and Martell doing it, doing it and doing it and doing it well. I represent Queen. She was raised out in Brooklyn, honey. So listen, let's talk about Married to Medicine. So Married to Medicine, you know, we didn't know what to expect when this show. I'm talking about before the show ever aired. We did not know what to expect when this show aired, right? It's kind of like, they're letting us behind the scenes of doctors married to medicine. They're letting us behind the scenes of doctor. And it's like, we really thought it was going to be like a bunch of women married to medicine, like married to men who were doctors. And we were going to see the inside. No, it was fierce women. And they were the people who were the doctors. Now, some of their husbands may practice law. Some were psychiatrists or psychologists. And then, we had, Dr. Contessa and her husband, they're both doctors. And Dr. Heavenly, she's a dentist. And her husband's a lead physician. And then you have like Toya, and then you have Quad, and her husband was like a psychiatrist. So they were letting us be, privy, if you will, into the doctor's lives. So we didn't know it was like our life, like the cookout. Like nothing's different except the square footage. Like maybe they have a little more square footage than we have. But honey, when I tell you they pet their weave even when it's not itching, and those girls were fighting at the pool party, honey. I've never even been to a party where they fight. Not at a pool party, at a function, girl. Oh my God. Now I can honestly say, honey, now I'm acting like I've never, I've, and I haven't. So I'm like, oh my God, it's a little below common. It's a little below common. Like common folk, like I'm common folk, honey. We don't do that. I don't go around throwing food at brunch, slinging a drink at a bitch, honey. Do you know how much these drinks cost in LA? I'm never gonna sling a drink, and I'll beat somebody's ass if they threw a drink at somebody. Bitch, do you know how much that is? So I don't want to hear it. So, but Married to Medicine. So this episode, this particular episode, Dr. Heavenly, who's a dentist, she's an amazing dentist, businesswoman. She just her mouth is just too damn big. It's have you ever met somebody that mouth just too much? She loud and she talk too much. Now either you can talk too much and be quiet, or you can be loud and not talk too much. But you can't be both, damn it. But she's a money making machine. She's on the show. She opened up all these different Dr. Heavenly things. 16.99 for a henny of ice. I think not. Okay, for a henny and ice. Okay, I'm gonna drink that. I'm gonna drink the ice. Shit. So she has her heavenly smiles, and then she has her hair, and then she says she flips houses, but that can be for the show. So that's neither here or there. We're just gonna talk about the shit that we know we can count for. The hair business that probably can bring her $1 million. That probably can bring her about 500,000 a year. So she's an amazing business person. She just talked too doggone much. She talks about her friends. And not only does she talk about her friends, she's doing it on YouTube. So I know if I'm talking about my buddy Richard and I'm talking about Tracy and everybody, they wouldn't be my friend. And so, and I'm telling all their personal business, whether people know it or not. There's a friend code. There's like a friendship code. Like, we don't talk about this. Even if we broke up as friends, we still don't talk about this out in the streets, bitch. We just don't. We don't. We don't. Like, I'm just going to leave you alone, but I'm not going to tell your business in the street because what I don't want to hear is Mario told me this, you know, or this came from Mario. Who told you that, Mario? No, no, ma'am. If I say the shit, I'm going to say it in your face right here. I'm going to say it while you're standing here, and you're standing here, bitch. I don't need a narrator. Shit, I said it. And I said it to you and you and you. So Married to Medicine, they tried to do the intervention with Heavenly, and I feel that they should have stopped her. Like, somebody needs to tap her. It's like sometimes when you too far gone, like you have a reprobate mind, honey, and you don't know that what you're doing is wrong. And you looking at everybody like they telling you wrong. You carry bones to the grave. Yes, ma'am, honey. You do. There's no more. I'm old school loyal. Like, I listen to the OJs. You know what I'm saying? So I'm old school loyal. The new kids, honey, you fuck up their picture on Instagram by mistake, honey, they will air your business out. You, oh my God, you took my picture crooked? Okay, well, now I'm gonna tell everybody you said you peed in the bed until you was 15. Like, what? You told all my tea, bitch. hmm Let's talk about the heavenly Kim Burrell, honey. Let's get this shit out the way. Kim Burrell, she's a mean girl. Like, she really thinks she's in a size four, like, outfit. And she thinks she goes to like Harvard and she wears the little the sweater with the little mascot thing right there. Kimber Rose, she really thinks she goes to Yale. Like, and she's a mean girl. Like, she's a really, really rich. Kimber Rose really thinks she's a really, really rich white girl. Like, her family has money and her family has money. And she just treats people like she's a Ivanka Trump. When you're a pastor, I'm tired of her downing people because they don't have shoes like her. She said that. I heard it. I heard it. She was downing people in the congregation. Y'all have my shoes, but I have these, this. And you think honey, you're not Richard Pryor. Stop it. If you want to be a comedian, step your ass down from the pulpit, be a comedian, but you got to talk about yourself now. You see, this is where you keep messing up. If you talk about, like me, I talk about your ass, but I will also talk about how my feet are a compass, honey. We've talked about this shit before. You got to talk about yourself. Kim tries to act perfect, and that's where the fucking problem is. Honey, you wouldn't know perfect if it walked up to your ass at the grocery store and body slammed you in aisle 6 next to the pasta, bitch. And then she always likes throwing these cute little jabs and shit like she's in a size 4. Like that's skinny girl jokes. Stop it. That's skinny mean girl jokes. You're a pastor behind a pulpit with them glasses look like satellite dishes. Can you imagine this? They look like these big ass vitamin things. I'm like, first of all, why do you have on sunglasses behind the pulpit? Are you getting a Grammy Award like Michael Jackson when he had all 8 Grammys? And you know Michael Jackson kept his glasses on, child. But what I'm saying is, why do you have sunglasses on behind the pulpit? let's start there. Oh, teacher, I have a question. Do you think when we get to heaven, Jesus is gonna have sunglasses on? Welcome to heaven. High five. What is going on around here? What's going on? And then Kim Burrell's like, if you mention my name, I will sue you. Girl, bye. Bye. We've been waiting for you. Bye. You know how much you be waiting on somebody to leave a party and they say, well, I'm about to leave now. Oh, praise God. Bye. Here's your coat. Oh, but can I fix a plate? No, bitch, we will mail you one. Go. You fucked up the energy for the whole party. Leave. So we can have cocktails and play music that we actually want to hear. Leave. Sheree Whitfield. She is the Stevie Wonder of housewives. When I tell you she can't see what man to pick. She can't see what... She started She by Sheree when Michael Jackson was alive. No tea, no shade. Am I lying? Am I lying? Were we talking about She by Sheree in 2009? I think we were. It is 2020 fucking 2. And it's still happening. You haven't seen a She by Sheree pencil, bitch. Fuck that old yoga mat she was walking around with. You can't buy one. If you can't buy one, we ain't seen it. What did you see when you drove past that dirt? I'm tired of talking about this shit. It's the Easter Bunny. It's Santa Claus. It's the Loch Ness Monster, bitch. It's never going to happen. And if it happens, we will do another review to talk about She by motherfucking Sheree, bitch. If I stand corrected, I stand fucking corrected. But we have been talking about this shit since 2009. Give me a t-shirt, a wife beater. I'll take a wife beater. She by Sheree. Or it could just have she on there, bitch. The S can be crystal, and then it can just have a regular H-E and an apostrophe. Give me something. Give me a wife beater. Sell that motherfucker at Walmart's. We want it. We'll buy it. Quit threatening me with a good time, Sheree. Now Sheree is dating Martell. Dated. Martell dated you. Martell has dated me. Oh my goodness. Hello. Hey. We got to talk about this. Martell from Love and Marriage Huntsville. Now, we cannot deny, even Stevie Wonder can see this motherfucker look good. He is fine. We get it. He got the shoulders. He got the smile. He got the charm. But every motherfucking word to come out of his mouth is a lie. I don't even believe his name is Martell. If he told me he was a Pisces, I would think he was an Aries. I don't believe shit to come out of his mouth. Do you hear me? If he said he went to Wendy's, I know he went to Burger King. He's a lie. And then here goes Sheree. She just left Prison Bay. Prison Boo. What's that song by Monica? You should have known that I was ride or die. Don't matter if you're up, matter if you're down. You know I'm gonna be around. You should have known. Wait a minute. Sheree is supposed to be one of the baddest bitches on the streets. She's an OG from the first season of The Real Housewives of Atlanta. When Nene had that Gary Coleman wig on, honey. And we love old Nene. It's like when you go to get a wedding cake and then, Nene changed. We love both Nenes, but we loved the first Nene. When the one eye went this way and the other eye went this way, honey, that's the Nene I like. That's my Nene. Now listen, guys, I'm just talking about it. She was hilarious. She was crazy. Nene got spunk, bitch. Ain't that what they say in The Color Purple by Suge? Nene got spunk, honey. She did. But it's like when you go to the bakery, you order that Nene, and then like you order a wedding cake and German chocolate cake come out. It was something totally different. Now it's something totally different. But we still love her. Bless her soul. Bless her soul, honey. But what I'm saying is, Nene and Kim and Sheree, they are OGs. There's no way in the world Sheree should be letting these new castmates trump her. She shouldn't let them be trump her. It's kind of like Sheree is everybody else's Robin. It's kind of like Sheree is Kenya's Robin and Kenya's Batman, and Kenya came on the show after Sheree. And then it feels like Sheree is Marlo's Robin. And I'm like, never be a Robin. And then I'm like, you don't know the formula yet, Sheree? First of all, if I were Sheree, I would have the fiercest, most design. I would go to the School of Design for Atlanta, or I would fly my ass to Los Angeles. I would stay at one of these hotels, bitch, and I would get one of these students and one of these fashion students, and I would give their ass $5,000 to work me 20 outfits, bitch. What are you wearing, motherfucker? She by Sheree. Everything I will be wearing is She by Sheree. I don't want to say this, but the way she's acting, if you put her brain in a bird, it'll fly backwards. I don't want to say that. I don't. I don't. But you don't wear Louis Vuitton to your fashion show, baby. She's has the She by Sheree fashion show, and she's wearing Louis Vuitton. That makes my ass itch. Hi, Doris. How are you? We're talking about the Real Housewives of Atlanta right now. She by Sheree, we're waiting on it to come out. And she has her fashion show, and she's wearing Louis Vuitton, and that's like Michael Jackson singing Purple Rain at his concert, and it's like Prince singing Thriller at his concert. If you're having your fashion show of all things on the planet, that's like everybody else wearing a wedding gown in your wedding. Why is She by Sheree wearing Louis Vuitton? Why? 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 Why is this happening? Who allowed this? And they're going to eat her ass up on the reunion as they do every reunion. And then they're going to do a collage of, when is She by Sheree coming out? Summer, joggers, fall, winter, spring, summer, fall, winter, summer, joggers. Joggers. Let's talk about Wendy Williams. Wendy Williams, let's just talk about it. Everybody is skirting around talking about Wendy seems different. No, Wendy is off. Meaning she knows she don't have to go to her show. So she is like, hand me another one. Allegedly. Bitch, hand me another one. Wendy's eyes were bigger than $2 silver. She lifted up her foot on TM motherfucking Z, bitch. You know if Wendy Williams was in her right mind, she would not have done that. And the reason I say this is, and this is alleged, I don't know what the fuck is going on because I ain't in the room. But I'm telling you with my 4 eyes. Her son went to go see her on her birthday. He flew from school, his college, or wherever he was. Honey, he ain't in school. It's spring break, Florida, wherever. And she wouldn't let him in. She wouldn't let him up. The concierge or whoever. First of all, Wendy would never. She would never. But what I think is, and this is my story, I think she was high as a kite, and whoever is watching over her, they're like, he can't see her like this. And then when they explain it to her the next day, hey, little Kevin came to see you, but we can let him up and let him see you in this state. Huh? He can't. My son came there. Hold on, Kevin. Now she call him on the cell phone, and he back in Florida pissed. I came to see you and you wouldn't let me in. Well, come back now. I'm gone now. I don't want to talk to you. Click. But honey, they need to call our cars over there. Wendy need to get her family, the father, whoever's the next of kin. What they really need to do is get Wendy's ass out that condo with that concierge and shit and bring her ass back to Florida with the daddy and the son and the sister. And people who love her need to be around her. She got too many vultures around her. When you got that much money, and then we don't like what Kevin did to her, but it appears that Kevin was the voice of reason for Wendy Williams. Now he gonna cheat on her ass, and that ain't no alleged bitch. We see the proof, honey. They got social security numbers walking around here. Sharina and Kevin, they got a whole child. That's not alleged. TD Jakes. Okay, so TD Jakes. Okay, so this is the thing. This is how I feel about this. Even if what he was saying is true, and I'm not saying it's true, there's a way to tell people. Stop. That's like if you have macaroni and cheese and you want somebody to taste it, you say, hey, this is my four cheese macaroni and cheese with my imported cheese from Germany. You don't say, taste my macaroni and cheese. Eat this macaroni and cheese. It's about the delivery. Now, I am going to go left field and say, I kind of understand what he was saying. I understand what he was saying, but I don't feel that he articulated it correctly. So let me tell you the part that I felt that he was saying. When he said today's modern age, and it is true. The shit is true now. And I pray y'all don't get mad at me, but the shit is kind of true, but how he articulated. He said, today's modern age wants to take the woman and make her like too strong. Now, let me tell you where I see that's true. Most people watch reality shows. That's just what's out now. Ain't no more Leave It to Beaver, honey. Ain't no more Eight is Enough, Too Close for Comfort. Ain't no more. It's gone. The Cosby Show's gone. We don't have a Cookie Lion. We don't have Empire. So most people watch reality shows. Most reality shows show people being mean girls. Whether it's the Housewives of Beverly Hills, bitch, the Housewives of New York, Orange County, Atlanta, Potomac. Everybody's throwing shit at each other and slinging and fighting, and it's the truth. How the image that's being put out there, and then part of it is circumstances, because a lot of women, including most of the women I know, have to be strong because they're the only person to be strong for them. One, there's no knight in shining armor, and two, if you're single, you can't be this meek kitten letting people take advantage of you because you have yourself and a whole household to protect. So that's why I feel he should watch his words. Because if a lady is single and she's taking care of her business and she ain't asking cousin Tutu for $20 every week, she's doing this shit. She's doing this shit, man. That's don't be knocking her because she has got to do what she got to do. So that's when I felt he was going left on some of this shit. But when he was talking about how they're trying to make the image this today in today's age, the image of a lady, because images change. Images change. The 1800s, honey, it changes. There are times when full figure women are the gods. The full figure, you seen them full figure angels, and they sitting there butt ass naked, looking around, honey, with their hair up in the thing, and they got the angels floating around, and then times change. Then you see the Corsicas, and they ain't ate shit in years, and the people just pulling them strings, and then the images change, and then you have the Black Panther image with the hair, you know. We have afros. Fuck that perm. We done put no motherfucking perm in our hair. Power to the motherfucking people. And then the images change with the hair. Remember when Salt and Pepper came out and they had that cut hair and then they had that flip right there and it was the blonde color and then everybody had it. The images change with the hair. And I'm just saying, because images change. Janet Jackson, everybody wanted Janet Jackson hair. Whether they did the escapade with the hair in their face or the ponytail and the cap. And you go to the mall with the ponytail and the cap, bitch. It's the truth. It's the truth. And then Michelle Obama came and changed the images. And then it was all classy. For 4 years, 8 years, we depended on classy, bitch. So images change. Images change. And now, all these images now, which I'm so afraid to say, which I love this shit. I love Megan Thee Stallion. But I don't want my niece to do it. I don't want my wife to do it, my sister to do it, or my mama to do it. It is good for entertainment. But unfortunately, sometimes we don't know how to differentiate the entertainment. So that's why I say I understood what he's saying. I don't want my little niece walking around talking like Cardi B. I don't. I love Cardi B, but I love my niece. And I want her. Eat my song. Mm-mm. No, ma'am. Now, why I'm your uncle. Mm-mm. No, ma'am. Listen, in closing, we just read this statistic. So we live in California. And we read this statistic saying that you have to make a minimum of $31 an hour to get a one bedroom here in LA. It's the truth. Damn, I hate to say it. But honestly, it's like, okay, so give me one moment. Let me get me a little glass of wine, and then I'm going to tell you how I came to LA and how I got accustomed to the rent. And it's crazy. So yeah, so I originally came here from Atlanta. So I wasn't far off the rent because I lived in Buckhead in Atlanta for years, for years. So when I came to LA, it was only a couple of hundred more. You know what I'm saying? And in hindsight, that's not a lot of money. So I'll be right back. Give me one moment, okay? Okay, so check this out, guys. Tonight's show is being sponsored by Honey. Come on, Josh. We're going to do this. So we're going to do this, okay? So check this out. So when I moved here from Buckhead and moved to Studio City. Now, the one bedrooms in Studio City were crazy. They were like $2,500, right? I had never paid $2,500 for nothing in my life, honey. In fact, 2508, bitch. 2508. And so I wasn't paying it by myself. I had a friend, and she had a loft. It was upstairs, downstairs. And she was like, I'll stay upstairs. You can stay downstairs. Bring your ass. Bring your ass. And so that's originally what happened. That's how I got here. And that shit was fun. And it was just fun. But after a few months of paying that shit, you was like, I gotta make some money. I gotta make some money, honey. And so I started doing these comedy clubs and everything. And so normally where I could make some money, it was like 3,000 people. And they were all like trying to do the same thing I was doing. Some people were funny, some people weren't funny. And then it's about your connections. It's like, who do you know? And who do you know? And if you're ready, if you're prepared, or like, are you really funny, bitch, when we say go? That's the T. So then I was like, oh, bitch. It's like, it was hard getting booked. But I finally found my niche eventually. But it took about, it wasn't a whole year, but it was 11 months, bitch. And some change, and it was 11 months. And then one time I went to this place in West Hollywood, and it was a happening comedy place in Hollywood. And I posted a lot of the videos on my TikTok. You just got to scroll down or look on YouTube or something like that. And so I was like, I asked the club promoter, I was like, hey man, how can I get up on the stage? Because it was like a line of 1,500 people in back of me. So I'm breaking past the 1,500. I was like, excuse me. And these people have been waiting in line for like 7 years. A lot of them, they have stories. I said, girl, bye. I don't mean no harm when I say that, but that's what I said in my mind. I was like, girl, bye. I was like, girl, bye. So I went to the promoter, and I was like, hey, how do you get on stage? And he was like, are you funny? And I said, no, I'm hilarious. And he was like, okay, you come back next week with a 10-minute set. And he said, you kill these people, and I'll book you. And that's exactly what the fuck I did. I didn't go to sleep for that whole 7 days coming up with a 10-minute skit. Literally. That's when I came up with this skit, and it's on here. If you do Mario Ramon comedy, it's the one where I was talking about the first plane ride ever. I wanted to do something different. And so I reenacted the first plane ride ever, and I made the audience my passengers. And then I talked about going out of space, getting stuck out of space, and then you think the female astronaut is sexy and you trying to do it to her. But the gravity, gravity, honey. Ain't no whose is it, honey, with that gravity. It's gravity's, bitch. So I started talking about that, and everybody was dying laughing, and you will see it on there. And so after that one video, he booked me. I got booked, oh my God, like four nights a week for 2 years. 4 nights a week for 2 years, to the point where I was overbooked and I was tired and I just wanted to go home and see my family. Because at one point you can become a workhorse in this city. You can become a workhorse in this city. A workhorse, bitch. So get my children out of here. So I think we talked about everything. Listen, in closing, anybody on here, y'all seen P Valley? We got to talk about this shit in closing. Now we got to talk about Lil Murda and Uncle Clifford, Grandma dying, and Lil Murda's friend killing himself in the car, and then Lil Murda telling Uncle Clifford, "I want to feel you." I almost blacked out. Let me tell you why. I just think we should go slow with the images. Now, it's already too much that 2 episodes ago we saw Lil Murda kiss his friend. I kind of get what the heterosexual people are saying. Like, I am a Libra. I'm fair about this shit. We got to talk about this, guys. So if you wonder what I'm talking about P Valley. Lil Murda's this rapper. He was on last season, this season. Come to find out, Lil Murda is messing around with Uncle Clifford. Who's he's not a he's a kind of drag. He does shit. It's too many fucking titles. I'm gonna say Uncle Clifford does drag because he's not transitioning or no shit. He got a big wee wee, and he dressed like a woman. He has lace front wigs and nails, so he does drag shit. I don't know. And so Lil Murda said he wanted Uncle Clifford to do it to him, if you will. And that's where I got baffled. I was like, huh? Comment below, honey. Just comment below. Tell me. Tell me how you feel. You said she's a perfect Van Gogh painting, boo. Oh, you're talking about Kim Burrell. Oh, Lord. Bless her soul, honey. Bless her heart. Well, listen, guys. This has almost been an hour. I think we've talked about everything. The last thing we got to talk about is Erica Jane, the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, with her ass. Erica Jane is not going to divorce her husband because now she makes more money than her husband. Can you believe this shit? So she said, I won't divorce him because I'll have to pay him alimony. Bitch. What do Funky Dineva say you're going to have to pay front end or back end? It's kind of the truth. On a count of 3, class, say it with me. 1, 2, 3. Karma. It's karma, baby. I don't be fucking with karma. Leave her alone, honey. Don't you knock on that door. Don't disturb this bitch, honey. Don't disturb this groove. You know, written and done. I'm so into you. Don't disturb this groove. Listen, guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me. If you like the video, don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to comment. And please subscribe. Don't you hate when people be all cocky? Subscribe to my channel. No, baby. If you feel like subscribe. If you don't, carry your ass on. Get it. Get from around here. You get your ass from around here. You don't want to subscribe to my channel. Get. So, yeah, we be having fun on this channel, honey. But I just want to say, don't disturb this groove. It really let down. I'm so into you. Oh, my goodness. And y'all remember that one song? I've been watching you, watching me. Slow down, tell me something. Why is it all so cold in your house? I've been watching you, watching me. Slow down, tell me something. Why is it all so cold in your house? OMG. I had an amazing time with you this whole hour. God bless you, and I'll see you next time. Have a good evening. God bless. Peace.